Ladies and gentlemen, perhaps the biggest question of 2019 that I have heard so far is, where is Darth Malak? My goodness, Malak, the thing that has broken the game, the thing that defines the game. When is he going to return? And in case you did not hear it, I'm a little bit late on the news today, people. I'm sorry, but this beautiful, bald-headed, metal-jawed figure, he is coming back to Galaxy of Heroes, people, on August 15, 2019, ladies and gentlemen. It's the second time around that the Starforge event is coming back, and I remember I told people during streams and videos that people asked, what's my opinion of when the Darth Malak event is going to return? And I said, be prepared for the same type of thing to happen last time, where the event just popped out of nowhere and you had a last second notice. You basically have a 1-day notice that the Darth Malak event is coming. And if I recall correctly, the Darth Malak event was a 3-day event, maybe 4-day event. So if you've been preparing for the past 5 months for Darth Malak, now is the time to try to get him a second time around. There's about 3 or 2 implications resulting from this event, so we'll talk about that. And we got some Grand Arena updates today that I want to go over with you guys briefly. But let's talk about Darth Malak first, because that's the big thing people have been waiting for ages now. So not much has changed. The requirements are still very steep. For Darth Malak, you need to have basically Gear 12 Old Republic or Gear 11 with Zeta's Old Republic to meet the power threshold to even participate in this Darth Malak event. And remember, you need to have Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan, and the respective characters that you had to get in order to get those Revans to participate in this event. It's one of the most challenging character unlock events of all time. Now, I made 2 videos regarding how to do the Darth Malak event. You have this one right here, which, as you can see from my impression, this was not the most exciting video I ever made. It was a very difficult event. I stayed up, I think, 10 or something like 8 to 10 hours trying to do this event. I started like at midnight and I stayed up until like 9 a.m. trying to do this event, and I didn't really have a lot of older public Zetas going on here, so I recommend checking out the videos. I'll leave cards in the top right hand corner as well as links down below if you're trying to find like an under-modded or under-modded, under-Zeta, under-geared squad. Check out this video. This is how I unlocked him. Basically, the strategy that I had here was trying to time out all these individual pods to make sure Darth Malak doesn't suck them up, because if you let Darth Malak get the pods, he gets those special powers. What I did is I only let Darth Malak get this critical damage immunity pod, because once you start going all out on Darth Malak, you want to make sure you don't critically hit him, because if you critically hit Darth Malak, he's gonna put some nasty fear on you, and then basically you keep killing out the droids so you control all the stacks of disgustingness on Darth Malak. Check out the video for more details, but if you want the perfect guide with if you have optimal Zetas and stuff like that, check out this video. This is the video, this is the ideal line. If you want to have Mission and Zalbar, I didn't have that combo. I had to use T3M4. It was a lot harder, but if you have Mission and Zalbar, the event is so much easier. So depending on what you're running, check out the videos down below. I have plenty of guides describing how to unlock this very difficult character. Darth Malak has been the meta since his release in April, and Darth Revan was kind of the start of the meta back in March whenever he was released, but Darth Malak solidified the Darth Revan Sith Empire meta. This is the character that made the meta possible, and I don't want to get people's moods down, because this is a very difficult character and people have been waiting ages upon ages to get. But usually, they're not going to let this meta run for the rest of the year. Something is bound to happen. And if I had to guess, probably within the next month or 2 months at max, we're probably going to get some sort of meta shift in the future where it's going to push this out away from the #1 team in the game, and something else will take its place. But the bright side is, I don't suspect Darth Malak is going to become an irrelevant character. Darth Malak is probably going to be a very important character for a long time, but as I've told you guys several times already, the developers have confirmed they're working on another Darth Malak epic confrontation style event, which means if there's a character tied to this epic confrontation, most likely it's going to be a very difficult event, and that very difficult event will get you some sort of meta character. So I don't expect Darth Revan and Malak to run the show anymore, but I do expect either a Separatist or a Galactic Republic meta to emerge out of this next upcoming epic confrontation, which probably will happen in the next month or 2. The next thing I want to point out here, this is the next implication that we have to keep in mind. If this is kind of general advice I've been giving for quite a while now, if you haven't heard it, you're going to hear it right now, because it is important. If you're planning on getting Darth Malak, whether this time around, or I told you guys a couple months ago to be doing this, or if you're planning on getting Darth Malak the 3rd, 4th, or 5th time around, make sure you start saving up your guild event star tokens, because you only get a 5-star Malak after this very, very difficult event. So save your currency, so once you get Darth Malak, you finally unlock his ability to farm him from the guild event store, so you can spam the shipments and get as many shards as possible day one. The idea is you want to try to give him the 7 stars as fast as possible, and the only way to do that is to save up as much currency as possible. Now, the second implication here that I want to put out, and I'm kind of maybe falling behind my own advice here, is that we already know another epic confrontation event is going to happen. And if we kind of let history dictate itself, the epic confrontation event only gives you a 5-star character. So you have to farm the rest of the shards, we're presuming, from another area of the game. So if you want my advice, and if you do believe that the event is going to happen in the next month or two, this whatever brand new event, which we know is happening, it's not speculation, you probably want to restart saving all of your guild event currency, whether Mark 2, Mark 1, we have no idea. We have no idea where the Malevolence is going to be landing in the game. We have no idea where this epic confrontation event is going to be landing the character, we're presuming. So probably my best advice right now is, if you're done farming Malak and you're not in a rush to get Kenobi's Negotiator, which probably no one's going to unlock it within the next month, maybe some of the top whale guilds, you may want to just start saving up on this currency just in case they repeat history and let another epic confrontation character end up in here like Darth Malak. It's just prudent advice. It doesn't hurt unless you think you're like 5 or 10 shards away from the Negotiator. I think it's probably best just to hold off on some currency, hoard it up, so when this new character comes out, whatever the epic confrontation is going to bring, I want to make sure you guys are ready, and probably from here on out, I'm going to be hoarding as much currency as possible. All right, this is a very long post. I'm not going to sit here and read this particular post word by word, but I'm going to highlight kind of the key things I want you to keep in mind, because obviously, this was just the trial run of Grand Arena Championships, the first full run of Grand Arena Championships that lasts us the whole month of July. And just in case you can't make it through the rest of the video, the main thing I want to make sure you guys know is that Grand Arena Championships is coming back starting in a couple days here, in about 5 or 4 days from now. And so we're not going to be going too long without a Grand Arena. So I'm really excited to start the streams up again. I've been missing it. I've been having a little itch to get back into the live streaming business here, people. Now let's talk about this cheating real quick, because we had that whole controversy regarding some YouTubers showing how apparently easy it was to cheat in Grand Arena, and obviously cheating harms the integrity of the game, and yet alone Grand Arena Championships. I'll basically summarize this, that they have a zero tolerance policy for cheating. We kind of saw that already. They did some temporary bans and some permanent bans on those accounts we talked about in a previous hacking video. And they do acknowledge there's a lot they still need to do to kind of put in some measures to stop hacking. I mean, let's not be oblivious here. Yes, the cheating came to life, but almost every game out there probably has some sort of cheating or hacking problem, and there's a couple ways of doing it. Implementing features to make sure you're mitigating, promoting community policing, and make sure as you update the game, those hacks and cheats have to somehow update themselves, because when you update the game, I presume the cheats become basically obsolete. So as they say here, they're going to need a combination of tools, not just the battle logs that we've been talking about, a combination of tools to make sure we're uprooting both the outlandish cheating and the very minute forms of cheating as well. It's a very important issue. We don't want Grand Arena Championships to go away, because tournaments, way back when in Galaxy Heroes, that got taken away because cheating was just going rampant, and there was not a lot of tools back in the day to control it. Cheating has been an ongoing issue. It's just a matter of continuing updating the game and making sure tools are constantly being implemented to minimize the amount of cheating in the game. Another couple big things is now they are finally making the change where you're not going to be crossing divisions. So if you're in Division 1, you won't see Division 2. Same thing, if you're in Division 3, you won't see Division 2, because we had that issue where after an update, people started crossing divisions, and it was a little bit confusing. So it looks like this future update, they're going to be changing how the matchmaking works in that regard. We're going to get a bunch of new titles. I love this one right here, Trapped in Carbonite, very thematic. We're going to get some new portraits as well, very nice. I like the Take a Seat portrait we got right here. And the last thing to point out is your lifetime championship score is going to reset, but going further, it's not going to reset anymore. The July event that we had for Grand Arena was basically just your test run. It wasn't anything final. It was just to kind of get warmed up, to kind of break in the event, but going forward, everything's going to stay the same. You're not going to get your score reset, and you're going to keep your shipment tokens. They aren't resetting that, but basically, if you made it to #1 Kyber last time, doesn't matter. They're resetting you. Everyone's going to be on the same playing field going forward. And that's going to wrap it up for today, ladies and gentlemen. Super pumped that Grand Arena Championships is not going to be gone as long as we were originally predicting. It's one of my favorite game modes. I love live streaming it, so please come by if you want to hang out and have some fun with me. And lastly, please, I beg you, use my knowledge so you don't have to suffer as much in the Darth Malak event. If you are going to be that next person trying to unlock Darth Malak, spare yourselves a lot of brain cells, a lot of pain. Watch one of my 2 videos. try to learn the strategy I did and just unlock Malak, get it over with, and get prepared for whatever the next epic confrontation event is going to be. Like the video if you did enjoy it, comment down below on your thoughts, and be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And I'll see all you lovely people in the next video. Peace out, everyone.
Party Richter, Party Richter. Get down, 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 down. Party Richter, Party Richter. Son of a bitch. Party Richter, Party Richter. Get down, down, down.